everybody! It's a brand new year, I have a brand new computer, and now I'm ready to give you guys a brand new series over a brand new game. That's right, I'm gonna start making a what-if show over a game that's not Super Smash Bros., but instead a game that as of late I've grown heavily attached to. One that shows a lot of promise, is constantly adding new characters, and has so much potential for tons of other characters that I would love nothing more than to come up with fun, theoretical concepts for. The game that I'm talking about is none other than...
Pokémon Unite!
Despite the flaws that this game has, it's still so much fun with really solid gameplay. But the thing that fascinates me most about this game are the Pokémon movesets themselves. Getting to see the creative ways that the developers integrate the traditional Pokémon moves and unique ideas that perfectly fit the Pokémon using them. So of course, seeing such potential to flesh out Pokémon, how could I not want to give it a shot myself? Though this time around, I'm not doing this all on my own. While I had enough confidence in my knowledge of Smash mechanics to make the Smash movesets on my own, Pokémon Unite is in fact my first multiplayer online battle arena, or MOBA for short. So I opted to ask for some help when building these Unite movesets. And the person I decided to ask is one who's been playing MOBAs for years, has extensive understanding of Unite and its mechanics, is constantly on top of the game's meta, and has dedicated his time to helping other players improve in the game. The person I'm talking about is Krashy. He's been great in helping me flesh out these Pokémon Unite moveset concepts to make them as ideally balanced as possible from both a gameplay and design aspect. So definitely check him out if you want to improve your skills in Pokémon Unite and climb up in the ladder. It's also worth noting that there's actually a second episode of this What If series appearing on his channel at the same time as this one. So if you want to see who that is, you'll have to check out Krashy's channel to find out. Speaking of which, without further ado, how about I go ahead and get right into today's subject, the Pokémon that I wanted to give my first Unite moveset to. Now, since this is Pokemon we're talking about, I think it's only appropriate for me to start with my favorite Pokemon first. So you channel veterans probably already know exactly who this is. Flygon, the Mystic Pokemon, a ground and dragon type first discovered in the Hoenn region. Flygon is often hiding within sandstorms that it creates with the beat of its powerful wings, causing what sounds like the singing of a beautiful woman as it does so. Thus, people have dubbed this Pokemon the elemental spirit of the desert. But be careful not to be too entranced, otherwise you may find yourself missing in the desert, never to be seen again. Another lost soul pulled away by the desert spirit. And now, this spirit's opponents on the battlefield of Unite will have their own problems to deal with, as Flygon enters the fight. So let's get right into things, shall we? I can see Flygon in the all-rounder role, having fairly balanced stats, though its mobility is its slightly strongest suit at the cost of a bit of endurance. Flygon will always start battles as Trapinch, then evolve into Vibrava at level 5, and finally Flygon at level 8. Flygon's ability will be the only ability that it's ever had, Levitate, sharing the same ability as Gengar in Unite, upsetting all post-Gen 7 Gengar users for years to come. But Flygon's version of Levitate will be working a bit differently. After using a move, Flygon will gain an increase to its movement speed for a short bit, though each time this ability procs, it will go on cooldown, so it cannot be abused. This can allow Flygon to gain a slight mobility advantage at the start of fights, but it can be put into a tricky spot if those fights take too long or if it overexerts itself into more fights afterwards than it can handle. Now, this is actually a case where Flygon doesn't start out with Levitate. When it's Trapinch, it actually starts off with Arena Trap, then we'll get Levitate as soon as it evolves into Vibrava. Arena Trap makes it so that opponents who are hit by any of Trapinch's moves will have their movement speed lowered for a bit. And there is no cooldown on this one, making Trapinch in the early game pretty scary to get close to. Now getting into Flygon's offensive kit, For its basic attack, it'll have a normal 3-hit melee attack, with its third attack always being boosted. This boosted attack has the Pokemon doing a spin, creating a wide attack that can hit multiple opponents in the area of effect. And all opponents who are hit by this boosted attack will have their movement speed lowered for a bit. For Flygon's actual moves, like all Pokemon in Unite, it starts with 2 moves that it gets as Trapinch at either levels 1 or 3 depending on your choice, and those moves get replaced by other attacks of your choice as it levels up. The first of these starting moves for Trapinch can be Sand Tomb. This has Trapinch create a sand vortex all around itself that it buries its body into, only leaving its head sticking out of the middle. Foes within the area of effect of the sand will take constant chip damage and will be slowly pulled toward the center up until the attack concludes. Foes can resist the vortex by trying to walk out of it, but they will have a hard time doing so unless they can make themselves unstoppable with a full heal or something. Having a dash move though is probably the easiest way to escape. The other attack that Trapinch starts with is Bite. This has Trapinch do a quick short-ranged bite attack forward, dealing 1 big hit of damage to foes hit by it, and it briefly stuns them, forcing them to stand still for a second. It is a simple move, but you are actually able to combo it with Sand Tomb. Using Bite while in the middle of Sand Tomb has Trapinch bite while its head is sticking out of the vortex, letting it deal additional damage to foes closer to the center of the Sand Tomb while also trapping them in it for a bit longer thanks to the stun from Bite. Now, once Trapinch reaches level 5, like I said before, that's when it evolves into Vibrava. But thanks to its new body and abilities, that's also when it gains access to its first choice of final moves to replace Sand Tomb with. The first of these moves is Dragon Breath. This has the user spit forward a quick long-range burst of Draconic Flames. It has decently long range, and it deals multiple hits of damage to foes who are caught dead center of its area of effect. Getting hit by this move at all will also leave foes paralyzed for a short bit. This is also the first move that can be upgraded after reaching a certain level, which in this case is 11. All upgrading Dragon Breath does is increase how much damage it deals. So this is a great move for chunking away at foes from a distance while also making it harder for them to move around or get away. The other move it can choose from to replace Sand Tomb with can be Bug Buzz. This has the user rapidly flap its wings to emit a ring of constantly pulsating sound waves all around itself, dealing chunks of damage to all foes in the area of effect for each sound wave they're hit by. The effects of Bug Buzz last for a few seconds, and the user is able to move around while emitting these waves, but it's unable to use any other action until Bug Buzz ends. And once Bug Buzz reaches its upgrade at level 11, the radius of the sound waves are slightly increased, allowing it to cover more area. So while you can be left somewhat vulnerable while using it, it is great for dealing damage to a lot of foes at once who are trying to get too much in your business. It could also totally replicate that feeling of a bug flying around your ear. Don't you hate that? Except this would be way worse. Now at level 7, that's when you get your final option for your last move to replace Bite with. The first of these moves is Sandstorm. This move allows the user to designate a spot within range and whips up a large cloud of sand that hovers in that chosen spot for a short while. All opponents within the sandstorm take constant chip damage, and if they remain in the sand cloud for too long, it will actually reduce their field of vision for a bit. Now where Sandstorm really gets its utility is being able to combo it with either Dragon Breath or Bug Buzz. If you shoot Dragon Breath into the sand cloud, Draconic Flames get mixed into the sand, causing the damage that Sandstorm deals to be increased. And if you use Bug Buzz while inside the sand cloud, this actually increases the radius of the cloud, as if the sound waves push the sand outward, overall increasing the size of Sandstorm's area of effect. Level 13 is when you can upgrade Sandstorm, and doing so will add a new secondary effect to it, making it so that while the user or any of their allies remain within the Sandstorm, they will take reduced damage from all attacks. So Sandstorm is definitely better for area control, either deterring opponents from wanting to get close to certain places or forcing them to take damage and possibly lose sight of what they're after if they have no choice. And lastly, the other move to replace Bite could be Dig. This is effectively a version of Talonflame's Fly move, except the user digs underground, obviously. The user burrows itself and is able to move around freely, completely ignoring everything going on above it. It can only remain burrowed for a set amount of time, after which it will automatically surface in its current spot with a powerful rising attack. You can use the move again while underground to have the user come out much sooner. And when upgraded at level 13, the user's movement speed while underground gains a small boost. Just like for Talonflame, this move is great for engaging, escaping, or possibly even for stealing objectives. Just be careful not to put yourself into any undesirable situations, otherwise you might be digging your own grave. So Flygon overall is a fairly mixed bag with plenty of utility and options for fighting from either a distance or up close and playing either offensively or defensively. But in the end, it's just good at being disruptive to the opposing team. For Flygon's Unite move, acquired at level 9, I call it Desert's Melody. This has Flygon whip up a large sand auger all around itself that causes a wide radius sand trap to form all around it. Foes caught in this sinking sand trap will be pulled toward the center, unable to move and taking constant damage. Then, at the end of the attack, Flygon causes the tornado to burst, dispersing all of the sand and dealing one big hit to all foes who were in the area of effect, leaving them all stunned for a bit. And that does it for What If Flygon was in Pokémon Unite! Now, before we end things off, here's a fun idea that I'd like to discuss with you guys. The Holowear. Here's an idea that I had for Flygon. At the end of each episode, I'll present a single idea for Holowear for the subject of that video, and if you guys have any ideas of your own for that Pokemon, so in this case, Flygon specifically, please feel free to share it in the comments or even draw an idea for Flygon yourself and send it to me on Twitter with the hashtag WhatIfUnite. I'd be more than willing to show off your art of the Flygon Holowear in the next episode, though if you do, please put your signature on it. Well, in this case, it won't be the next episode, because that's currently on Krashy's channel as we speak. So if you liked this episode, be sure to head over to Krashy's and check out the next one to see who it is. Now with that said, just like with my Smash movesets, if you guys have any requests to see a Pokemon concept for Unite, please tell me in the comments who you'd like to see. You can also send your requests to my Twitter at BrawlFan1 on Twit. And of course, if you have any Smash moveset requests, always feel free to request for those as well. Though from now on, if you are requesting for a Pokemon, you will need to clarify if it is for Smash or Unite. Because if you request for a Pokemon on one of these Unite episodes, I'm going to assume you're requesting for a Unite moveset, and vice versa if you request for a Pokemon on a Smash episode. Well, in which case, if you enjoyed what you saw and would like to see even more Pokemon be given possible Unite movesets, be sure to subscribe! And if you want to support the show and help me be able to make more content for you guys, you can click the join button either below the video or on my main page to become a sponsor for my channel. Doing so will get you access to my Discord server as well as channel emotes. You can guarantee that your name appears in my videos or even get the option of knowing what if character is coming up next a week in advance. Now for both Smash and Unite. I really do appreciate anything that can be contributed. And again, if you haven't already, please be sure to check out Krashy's channel. He's been a huge help in putting these movesets together, and a few episodes might appear on his channel sometime, so you'll want to make sure that you don't miss those. So, as always, I hope you all enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching!